Hi, and welcome back to Cooking with Katie. I'm a registered dietitian with White Earth Public Health. I'm coming to you from my kitchen to prepare some healthy snacks while trying to be easy on your budget. Snack time can be very important. It provides the perfect opportunity to fill in the gaps on some of those nutritious foods you may not always be getting enough at meal times. Not sure what you're missing? Write down what you're eating for a couple of days and compare it against the recommendations at choosemyplate.gov. When planning a snack, your goal is to always combine a combination of foods that are high in fiber and protein and include a healthy fat. These foods will leave you feeling full longer and will be easy on your blood sugars if that's something you're monitoring. Skip out on those chips and cookies that leave you feeling unsatisfied and looking for more to eat all too soon. So with that in mind, today we're going to be making a peanut butter apple sandwich and a fun snack mix. So let's get started. All right, so first we are gonna go ahead and start out with our peanut butter apple sandwiches. These are a really great idea for kids because they're super fun. The kids can really help you put them together after you've sliced them, and they can make them to their own likings. So to start out, you can see I just went ahead and sliced up some apple pieces. So I have 4 because I'm gonna make a couple sandwiches here. And then we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of peanut butter and spread that on each piece. And I'm just gonna use a little bit, and peanut butter is just a great topping on these because they are that protein and healthy fat piece part of it. But you don't have to do peanut butter. You can, of course, do any of your other favorite nut butters as well. Of course, the peanut butter's getting kind of gummy. I'm just putting a little thin layer on there, nothing overboard here. So really quick. So there we go. We are ready for our toppings. And now my combination of toppings is just kind of what I kind of went off of the recipe recommendations and came up with a few other things, but no wrong way about this. So these are just ideas. Remember that as always. My first option, I have some granola here. You could also use plain oatmeal, whichever you have. I have some nuts. I did sunflowers with a little bit of chia seeds in there. Any combinations of nuts will work. I think bite size would be nice on this, especially if you've got little ones. But any combination of nuts works as well. I have some shredded coconut, some dried fruit, which I use craisins, but raisins would work as well. Any kind of dry fruit, you can simply just cut it up to make it work in there as well. And last but not least, some chocolate pieces, some little mini chocolate chips. So I'm just gonna go through and make my first one. And really simple here. So this first one, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of granola on top. And some of these nuts. And then just a couple craisins. Then I'm gonna call this one like my kids special. This is what my kids would put on it. Some of these, just a few of these chocolate pieces. And probably maybe just wanna give them a few so they don't get carried away with it. A little crunch with that granola. And then some craisins. And put a little bit of coconut on this back one. So, put a paper towel down so you can contain the mess. And there you go, you just simply top it and it's ready to go. Now, if you have littler ones where you think this is a little bit too much for them to eat, you could definitely do open face, slice them in half. Also, if you think this is maybe a little bit too kid friendly, and you're an adult, you don't need all this. Just simply slice up your apples and dip it in a couple tablespoons of peanut butter to dip it, because that way you do still get your healthy protein, your high protein, and your fiber and your healthy fat. So there we go. There's our first snack. All right, so now we are ready to make our fun and simple snack mix, which is really a favorite at our house because it is a good way to combine all those partial boxes of cereals and crackers that we always seem to gather into our pantries. And clean up that pantry space, and this is a good way just to combine kind of whatever you have left over. So when you're thinking about making this, make sure you do shop in your pantry cupboards first and see what you can combine, and maybe you don't even need to buy anything and you can just make it out of what you have on hand. So to get started with this snack mix, I am doubling the original recipe just so I can have a little extra on hand to stash up on. So the first thing, we will just toss everything right into our bowl, so super simple and quick. So first we're gonna go with 2 cups of our favorite whole grain cereal, and I'm just using some multigrain Cheerios. So just go straight into the bowl there. And then I have a half a cup of dried fruit, and I went back to again, and I'm using the craisins, kind of a favorite at our house. Now this, you could do like dried apple slices, you could cut them up, leave them whole, apricots, you know, that is limitless. So, you know, remember all those choices. And then I have a half a cup of nuts, and I have some pieces of cashews and some sunflower seeds, but you know, you can, any kind of nut works as well. I did go with some pieces just because I have kids, but whole nuts would work as well. And then I have a half a cup of whole grain crackers, excuse me, and that I just went with some little bite-sized goldfish. And then my favorite addition to this that I actually added is I'm just gonna go with 2 cups of air popped popcorn. Now, if you don't have an air popper at home, don't be afraid to buy the bags of popcorn like you buy in the chip aisle that are air popped and non-seasoned. You don't want to limit the use of those microwave popcorn bags because sometimes those are just some extra calories and ingredients that aren't always so healthy. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and put in a half a cup of some good candy treats. So just like that, now all we have to do is, you know, stir this together. And this is obviously something, you know, you can get the kids in your house to help you with as well. So this is now, as we get this mixed up, I'll mix it up a little bit more, but it's ready to pre-portion it up. All right, so the last part of this is I just like to pre-portion my snack mix so I can like put them in the snack cupboard. So it's ready to go when I would like it or my family would like it, and it's, you know, right then and there, or something I'm on the run and ready to have a snack. So just because the popcorn's not mixing so great, I do kind of dig down and just put them in. So a little, a half a cup portion is what the recipe says. So there we go, we zip it up. And now it is ready to go, whether you're putting it in a lunchbox or just having it later for a snack. These 2 snack ideas are just a couple of quick, fun ideas for great healthy snacks, while including a high fiber and protein and healthy fat in our combination of foods. Sometimes having those healthy snacks available does take a bit of prep work, but do it all at once and do it with your family or some favorite people that you like to cook with and make it more fun. Or do it as soon as you unpack your groceries. Wash and prep your produce and possibly pre-portion it if you need to so it's ready to use. You'll appreciate the time that you spent to have those healthy choices on hand, and so will your healthy body. With that, I hope that you've enjoyed, and don't forget to check out whiteearth.com for today's recipe, along with many more healthy snack ideas and tips. Thanks for watching, happy cooking, and we'll see you next week.